I'd always known quite a lot about the history of Drake, and running in the NCAA is something I always kind of thought would be pretty cool to do. My coach now, Jay, he reached out to me on Instagram, actually slid into my DMs, and I did a bit of research and chatted to the coaches a little bit, and the head coach at the time was Mark Carroll, who's an Irish double Olympian, 350 miler, and I thought, going into an environment with someone like him, I could learn a lot, and kind of just like immerse myself in a school with a lot of history. Obviously Jay as well, he's now the head coach. Just both were great guys with a lot of coaching experience, and I thought that it would be a great fit.
I knew Drake had an awesome reputation years and years ago, and obviously great facility, hosted one of the best meets in the world, so I knew it could be good, and that potential is really what excited me and brought me to the meet.
I knew that it was really going to matter how you trained during the pandemic, because everybody was going to come back with more eligibility, because during COVID you didn't use eligibility, and people were going to come back hungry. And I think all the athletes are just hungry for wins, hungry to show off to the crowd, because we really haven't had that for such a long time. So it makes all the meets with big crowds like the Drake Relays that much more enjoyable, just to appreciate what you have.
I feel like we're all fairly intrinsically motivated. It's kind of you just have that drive and determination to be your best as a runner. And in Australia, I did have a group of people around me, an alright group to train with. Definitely not as good as what we have here at Drake, so very fortunate to have been able to come back. But yeah, I just stayed focused on, knocking out good weeks of training, and stayed focused on kind of knowing that at some point races will be back, and at some point I'll get back to America.
I think the biggest obstacle we've had this year is just the long winter, and figuring out where and when we can do certain sessions and workouts that we want to do. Other than that, though, it's been a pretty seamless and easy time. This is territory that we navigated very well last year, and I think that the personalities on the team have shown through, and we know what we can do.
Overall as a season, I had a little bit of trouble indoor with sickness at some pretty unfortunate times, but that's the way it goes with running when you're kind of pushing yourself to your limits. But throughout the season, yeah, it's been a fairly smooth journey, just kind of trying to stay consistent and train pretty well every day. Just get good sleep, things like that, and it all kind of adds up and pays off.
We've been here before with NCAAs looming. We kind of know what to do. So then the last few days leading into relays, we'll take them nice and easy. But right now we're still working pretty hard.
This will be the first year at relays where I'm elite. Like last year I was in the relays and in the top section, but my goal was to run 343 like I did last year and just kind of finish with the group. And so this year will be the first year where I think I'm good enough to be competing for a title and be competing with the big boys, so that'll be fun.
Me and Baston, we had a pretty solid season opener for the outdoor season last week in California. I think we both know that there's a little bit more in the tank, and we both want to be able to run a little bit quicker. So running quick, hopefully in the 1500 is a goal. I'd love to, as Baston said, be challenging for the win. I think we're both very capable of being right up there and challenging for that win. Hopefully it'll be just the two of us going 1-2 at the end of the race. If not winning, just at least being competitive and enjoying the experience of racing in front of a home crowd.
The US trials mark in the 1500 is 337.0. And if I can break that, then I'll guarantee myself a spot at the US trials. And so that's always the main goal, just to run that time, so that I know I deserve to be there and that I can run against those top guys and potentially try to get a world championship spot. But really it's just about finishing in the top of the pack.
I'm in my third year at Drake as well, and this is going to be my first proper relays experience. So yeah, just racing on the home track in front of hopefully a decent crowd. My parents are over here as well, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
Relays next week. I want wins. That's something that we've won a lot of stuff since I started as the head coach. But one thing that's eluded us is a championship at Drake Relays, winning something. So, events like the women's steeple is on our docket, men's DMR, and with these two athletes around me winning the 1500, it would be awesome. We also have our sights set on really fast times because it's just going to be an amazing opportunity.